Well, good morning. My name is Jared. I host a daily live podcast where we discuss news and politics on YouTube and typically TikTok until they ban us for talking about socialism. I think it's beyond time to protest, and I just want to make this video to let you know uh, I'm coordinating, meaning I'm looking at Reddit, and there are two subreddits. Okay, there's R50501 and there's R Protest Finder USA. Okay, and I would implore you to pass this along, so share this with people. On Friday, February 28th, is the planned economic blackout. The objective this Friday is to spend no money for one whole day. Six days from now, a week from yesterday, March 4th, it's a Tuesday, we shall indeed March 4th. At your state capitol at noon, I'm guessing. You can coordinate and get more information, okay, about, you need to understand there are rules to the game, and understand, as long as you play by the rules, any action against you is seen as a crime, a disruption of your First Amendment, okay? You know, I talk a lot about the rule of law holding up, okay? I've talked a lot about how Donald Trump does not have purse strings. He's not as powerful as he thinks he is. He clearly does not have an understanding of what he's doing, okay? I have to start out by saying it's time to protest because they passed a budget yesterday, including $880 billion in cuts to the Medicaid program. I just want people to understand that means more than half of all nursing homes, and probably more, will go out of business. This means this affects disproportionately rural hospitals, small clinics. So I just want you to know 155 billionaires are going to sacrifice your grandparents at the altar of capitalism. That budget that was voted on yesterday is the first piece of legislation that I assume passes. Okay, that threatens the very lives. Is an act of violence no clearer than the House passing that budget framework last night. I've tried to warn you. I've tried to make content and say, hey, it's like one thing to be super toxic and like rename Fort Bragg and shit. It's a whole another thing to eliminate social safety nets. Things like Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, right? SNAP. Okay. Understand that the right, specifically, more like Vladimir Putin, okay, wants to destroy the U.S. education system because it makes people like me. I am a product of the public education system in the United States. I'm an Eagle Scout. I was in the Marine Corps Infantry. I'm a Purdue alum. I have a college degree. I'm going to get a degree in political science to start the American Socialist Party. Okay? All I want is for everyone to have universal health care, education, income, and housing. That means when you get sick, I don't want you to go to the hospital and create a bunch of bills you can't pay. Okay? If you want to get an education, I don't want you to have to take out loans like I've had to take out and I have to pay back. And I don't feel bad about having to pay my loans back while other people got theirs forgiven. I have no feelings. That's ridiculous. Good for them. Okay? So understand that on the one hand, Donald Trump lost in court yesterday, right? He lost on USAID, on firing federal workers, and on freezing federal funds. He doesn't have the purse power, and he really can't fire people like that. And I know people are resigning and giving way to temptation and taking buyout offers, and I'm trying to tell everybody I can't sit pat. Whatever job you got, don't be making many moves. I'm telling you, shit is tight out here. Okay? I'm one of those people. I make my content pointed where I'm saying like, hey, it's all not serious until it threatens the lives of the people who clearly can't defend themselves. They just die. They starve to death, or they can't buy their medication. That's what Republicans did yesterday. And I want to make sure I say my empathy and my emotion is towards people who look like me, that are poor, that are retired, that are disabled, and recipients of these benefits that are now in question, who disproportionately voted for this. I hope you get what you voted for. I hope it gets restored shortly thereafter and that you don't quite starve to death. But I hope you feel it just for a moment, because it will make you empathetic to the world around you. You will realize that for far too long we've taken each other for granted. If you're not brothers and sisters, you're cousins. Think about that. For all of you out there that have ever studied like where we came from, if you go back far enough, we're all cousins. The whitest of white people, the blackest of black person from polar opposite places in the globe, and if you go back far enough, they're fucking cousins. So I'm just letting you know, we're all out here threatening to off our cousins for $1. The people in the United States that are most responsible for this, Peter Thiel, David Sachs, Elon Musk, are just white South African immigrants. If those men were black, they'd never got this far. I'm just pointing it out. And I want to point out how stupid racism is. Okay? It's just pigmentation difference. Still your cousins, if not your brothers and sisters. So while you're out here thinking, oh, it'll affect that family down the block, I just want you to know that all of the evil that I've seen so far, yes, there's been some shit he's done to my trans friends and to my gay friends, and for them I'll protect them forever and covet them forever. But this video is for people that look like me. Yo, this disproportionately affects you. I'm guessing something along the lines, try to do the math, something along the lines of 4 out of every 5 Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, SNAP recipients are white people. I always think it's funny, as someone who's lived in Marion County, Indianapolis, Indiana for the last 20 years, and I've heard all these right-wingers talking about how welfare queens and all this shit. Homie, you gotta pay to live in the city. Only free land I've ever seen is out in the holler. Good to go. So again, what Donald Trump's threatening to do is disproportionately affect the people that voted for this. So you voted for this. When you lose your job, when you lose your retirement, when you lose your Medicare and Medicaid and your fucking SNAP, you voted for that. You voted for that disproportionately. White people did this mostly to themselves. The dumbest of harikaris. Like harikari but lame. Harikari but you fucked yourself. Have a good day.